Yep. So I mean, I'm guessing he's gonna try and get some roaches out and get these destructible rocks down and try and take a quick third, or he's just gonna pressure this natural. We'll have to see here. He hasn't really scouted much aside from the bunker, but I mean, only TarGA knows what he thinks is coming here. Does he expect the double factor again, like he scouted on dual sight?
Well, let me see his vision. He doesn't see any kind of gas, so that's a really good question. Although he does have an overlord a little bit to the right side, and one in between the third and the natural. He might even use either one to try to scout in the main. But you know, Kas is doing a really good job of keeping this hidden. His opponent has no idea what he's doing. If he's strictly making marines, if he's meching, which is in fact what he's doing. But yeah, he has to have a style of Kas at this point. He just got done playing 3 games. He knows that he likes meching in TBZ. He wouldn't be surprised if he does it. Roaches are now on the map from TarGA. Baneling Nest on its way for the Terran, as well as the third gas in the natural. And Baneling Nest kind of spells aggression here from TarGA, I have to say.
Absolutely.
And he's just moving across the map with some roaches, making additional lings. And this is his map choice, and I'm a little bit interested to know why he would go for an all-in here off 2 base when he can easily be a third, easily be a fourth, and he can kind of just push it to the later stages of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that, like we were saying, this really isn't the map to get aggressive on, and that's exactly what TarGA's doing. Maybe he's doing it just because it's kind of the unexpected thing to do, but these Hellions are sneaking around, and I don't think TarGA knows that this is happening right now, so he's going to have to have an answer for this. If he can get the queen block, that would be huge, but if he doesn't, then, there's going to be some trouble here.
Ooh,
Let's
here
see.
comes the Hellions. Nice. Okay. So.
Okay, yeah, that's big. And now he's moving in. The Banelings are done, and there's nothing here to stop them.
Wow.
The Banelings are going to get in there. Oh, man, this is huge. Breaking down the supply depot. Lings moving into the natural. They're going to kill all those SCVs. Those SCVs are pretty much forfeit. Few Banelings getting in there as well. Can they make the connection, though? Roach is killed in the Hellions. That's exactly where they want to be. SCVs going down to the Banelings in the natural. More SCVs dead in the main. And you know what? We may have bashed it a little bit, but it was effective.
Yeah, man. It's funny, like GG, but like what I was gonna say is it's funny that Kas was coming on the other side of the map, and TarGA's going on the other side of the map, and they didn't even see each other cross, and TarGA just made a bunch of Banelings with the roaches, moved into the natural, and I'm gonna be honest, the fact that Kas was almost in the natural of TarGA, it would have been so bad for TarGA if he didn't have the queens positioned the way they did. He had the evolution chamber, he had the roaches and the spine crawler as a wall to sort of negate the Hellions. And just imagine if the Hellions ran in and the queens weren't there. That might have been a little bit of a different situation. He might have been able to kill some harvesters from TarGA. But with that being said, man, TarGA he wins it very quickly. We're a little bit surprised that he did that on this map, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I was shocked. I think Kas was probably the most surprised out of all of us. But yeah, that wall that TarGA had up was the definition of clutch. If that wasn't there, then it would have been a different game. But as it stands, man, damn, that was crazy.
Yeah. So TarGA coming back. The score now is 3-2. This is going to be game number 6 between EmpireKas and Mono Freaks, right?
Mind Freaks.
Mind Freaks. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Mind Freaks TarGA. That's just like another team, man. It's completely different. But yeah, this is game 5. It's looked like it's going to be on MLG Shakira's Plateau, guys. I'm going to play the very quick poker strategy video, and we're going to get into the next game in just a minute.
PokerStrategy.com. Learn to win.
Alright, cool. That is, of course, the sponsor of the Showmatch, Poker Strategy, guys. Check them out at PokerStrategy.com. Anyway, let's get back into the game. Let's make sure both players are indeed ready. Yep, we are ready. Alright, so this is game number 5, MLG Shakira's Plateau between EmpireKas and MindFreaksTarga. Currently, Kas is leading this best of 9, 3-2. Targa just got done doing a little roach thing all in against his opponent on Metropolis, of course, and another game, man. And this is just more and more exciting. The more games we get into it, the more kind of idea I have of the styles of the players.
Yeah, man. The suspense is building as we move through the series. It's definitely pretty intense, and it's only going to get crazier here on Shakira's as we're here in cross positions with MindFreaksTarga as the blue Zerg in the bottom right, and up here in the top left we have EmpireKas as the red Terran pieces.
I was waiting for you to do the voice again. It just didn't happen.
No, I'm not. That's too cheesy, man. I gotta. It's actually got to be good before I bust that out.
You got to work on that for next time.
I'll work on it. I'll practice in front of the mirror. It'll be good. Trust me.
Take some photos while you're doing it.
Oh yeah, I'll record it
Just
and all that.
make sure you have your mouth movements all proper and everything. But you introduce the players properly. So Kas opening up very, very standard. Not really much to talk about early on here. We do see the supply depot at the natural. And Shakira's Plateau, I would say, is a good map for Terran. Reason being is drops. That's all really you have to say on this map. The cliffs, the kind of way the map is designed on the left side, you can easily kind of, you know, do a little bit of elevator play with the Hellions and Marines, just even medevac drops. Of course, you have the same thing in the natural. You can go ahead and try to siege up some siege tanks, drop some Marines, and the third is kind of far away from the natural as well as the main, so this can be a little bit of trouble to defend as a Zerg player when you're getting dropped in multiple locations.
At the same time, it's relatively easy for the Terran to hold on to their own third. They could just place tanks right up here on the high ground in the main, and you know, anything that goes anywhere close to the planetary at the third is gonna get shelled pretty quickly. As well as these, believe it or not, these high ground parts in the middle of the map. If they drop a few tanks up there and say you're going a more bling bling infestor style, instead of having the Mutalists out and they deny vision of that, it can be very annoying to deal with if they set up a contain there. And of course, I mean, there's always that threat of them dropping right outside of your main base and just sieging up right there and shelling at your main mineral line. So there's a lot to worry about here against Terran. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough one for Targa.
Would you recommend Mutalisk play on this map or more Ling Infestor?
Personally, I like to go Mutalisk in the mid game. Again, it's just, I mean, it's almost a defensive option just to make sure you don't get dropped, because it's so easy to drop as Terran here. I mean, you have that high ground right above the third. You could just drop up there, usually unnoticed, and then just stim down the ramp and, you know, wreak havoc. So I mean, there's things like that you have to deal with, and I'd say one of the most important things is good Overlord spread here. You really want that nice Overlord ring around your bases.
Oh yeah. I mean, Overlord, just spreading your Overlords across the map is something you always want to do on any map. It helps you spot medevac drops. It helps you see the army sometimes moving. So it's something that you always want to do with your Overlords in general. That's a very good point. Not even enough players really do that. But if we look at the opening so far from Targa's point of view, it looks like he opened up a little bit different. He still went for the hatch first, but instead of grabbing gas before the pool, he went pool into gas. 2 queens are out, so given the fact he opened up this very quick gas, he's not really going to go for a heavy queen opening, but there's a few Marines now moving into the natural. I like this little aggression from Kas, and I'm going to say a lot of players have been doing this instead of Hellions, and it's still being discovered, because Hellions are kind of not what you want to do as a Terran against that very heavy queen opening build from Zerg. But if you open up with a little bit of Marine pressure like this, it can actually keep your opponent off guard, and he's in fact just making some Lings, just force himself to make 4 extra Lings, getting a spine crawler. So definitely a nice little pressure attacker from Kas.
And you know what? At this point, he's just trying to keep Targa busy. He's trying to keep Targa's attention at his natural and not at his base, because what he's doing is extremely greedy with the 3 command centers. So he started that 3rd command center before the one at the natural even finished.
Yeah.
And with that, it looks like we're going to be seeing heavy bio play, at least for a little bit, with these 3 barracks here. But I agree. I definitely like the Marine poke instead of Hellions, because Hellions are a bit more of an investment. Where the Marines, I mean, you're making them anyway, so you may as well poke with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, he got good scouting intel. He forced the spine crawler, and he saw the extra queen, so he knows what's up. And I don't know if Targa knows what's up with this third command center yet or not.
No.
He hasn't even scouted the front, so he hasn't seen the barracks wall either.
Yeah, Targa has no idea. He knows the expansion's there, right? Yeah, he sees the expansion, but he just does not see the barracks. I would love if Targa even just sends in a link to scout this. And if you notice what Targa did in his main, he got a very quick layer, and the Spire's on its way too. So, given the fact he got these 2 gases in the natural, Spire is definitely a very good option. And this is kind of what you were talking about. Mutalisks are good on this map, and these are going to be super fast from Targa. A little bit greedy, I must say. Because he hasn't really made a lot of links. He's just been investing all of his minerals into drones. 41 drones for the Zerg, 38 SCVs for the Terran. Meanwhile, Cass might just go for a timing, making all these Marines got his factory, getting his tech lab as well, starting his siege mode. He might just hit a Marine tank timing. It's going to be very strong here from Cass.
I think seeing that Marine count though, Targa should be throwing down a Baneling Nest any moment now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely think that's what we might see. We might see that. I mean, kind of a rather old school, two or three tank timing push with a bunch of Marines. It's it's always effective, especially with the Medivacs revision. If you get in good position outside of the natural, then you can really do some damage. So we'll have to see if he goes for that or not. Right now, Targa with 10 mutas on the way, and actually just now getting link speed. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And
Mutas are a very good option from Targa right now. 9-minute mutas, he's going to give himself a lot of map control. But the thing is, Targa needs Cass needs to kind of react to it. He already has his engineering bay, getting his upgrades for his weapons level 1. He can easily go ahead and place down a few turrets in his main, in his natural, just as I say that. There's the first turret coming down from Cass. Making more Marines, making more siege tanks, Baneling Nest on its way. Speed, a little bit late from Targa, I'm going to say, but it's going to finish rather soon. But here comes the mutas into the main of Cass. Very much on top of it, sending the Marines immediately into the main. Going to go straight for the turret. Great option there by Targa, focusing down some SCVs. And, this is kind of the style of mutas. Not a lot of players do it, but if you can catch your opponent off guard with 9-minute mutas, it can pretty much do a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this kind of harkens back to the earlier days of EVT, where it was always about the Mutalists. How fast can you get the Mutalists out? And I mean, that's kind of how Targa has played this one, but they haven't really done that much damage so far. Only 3 workers killed, and now with the turrets up, it's going to be significantly more difficult to really get in there and pressure Kas. So, I mean, but he's bought himself time here, because Kas can't push out, and he's grabbing his third, so I like that. And at the same time, he's also grabbing a macro hatch, just grabbing +1 upgrades and more drones, which is always good to see.
Yeah, let me just take a quick look at the drone count. Pretty good for Targa, 58 drones compared to the 54. Third, as you mentioned, is now just finished for the Zerg. Getting centrifugal hooks a little bit earlier as well for his Banelings, also his flyer attacks, level 1 for his mutas, of course. So, Targa he's in a good position now. I don't know if he's gonna overproduce mutas. Maybe even mixing in a few Banelings right now would help a lot, because Cass is moving across the map to take a third. Okay, so he's not gonna attack. 38 Marines, 1 siege tank. Interesting decision from Cass to go and take a relatively quick third, but this is good because he has 1 siege tank, maybe a few more tanks to go ahead and give him a little bit of a defensive position. But yeah, his third is going to be up pretty much the same time as Targa's by the time that gets mining. Mutas are going to try to make their way into the main. No Marines at all. 1 turret going to go down.
Yeah, he's going to get some SCVs here.
And this is a great timing from Targa.
Thor out. Some good splitting from Targa, actually. All the SCVs crowding around the Thor, trying to do some repairing, but Targa's just facing it, getting the SCV kills. He should get out of there now that the Marines are there, though, and indeed he will. But he got a ton of workers there, up to 23 workers killed. That's huge. And now with a 25 worker lead, that's significant here. And with his third up, mining gases happily. I mean, as long as he's prepared for any sort of push that Cass might do in the future, he should be in good shape.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the mutas, that's kind of the use of the mutas.